So a last minute expected out of nowhere little mini stream kind of happened in relation to HasLab and the Hasbro Pulse HasLab Star Saber Victory Saber crowdfunding production. The voice actor Christopher Sabat, aka Chris Sabat, better known as the later dub of Dragon Ball Vegeta and Piccolo, and I guess in terms of like the other big popular role that he's done, I guess for My Hero Academia, All Might, again, the dub. He did this spontaneous little stream with two of the Hasbro Pulse, HasLab members, the marketing departments, Amanda, and the design departments, Evan, to kind of talk about Victory Saber and what's going on with the project. Supposedly how this all came to be was Christopher was at a convention and he saw the display and he was like, hey, what's going on here? What's the big deal? And then talked with the Hasbro Pulse people and then kind of arranged this last minute little, I guess they call it a podcast, but it was a little 30-minute live stream via his Twitter and everything like that. And, you know, they covered more or less the same stuff that we already knew, just kind of reiterating for people that weren't aware about this product and what was going on and who the character is. And, I mean, I was pretty impressed with all the knowledge that Amanda was dropping until I realized that she was reading off of notes that she had just under the view of the camera. So I had hopes for you, Amanda. I mean, it was still pretty impressive. I mean, she kind of knew her stuff. Clearly she did her research, but it wasn't coming from the mind. It was coming from a piece of paper, it looked like. But still, you know, some brownie points. But at the end of the day, so they pretty much were reiterating what it is. You know, let people know that this project's still going. There's 18 days left and everything. And the big thing that the reason why we're discussing this today is that they showed off some color images of Star Saber. What they said here is they're not the actual color images of the product. They took the CG CAD models and they professionally colored them in on what will be used, as opposed to, like, let's say a fan that's done that in the past, assuming how it's going to be done. So we get pretty much a good idea of how things are going to look on the final product. And I mean, it's no surprise to me, all of it. I think the only one that was a big change from what I was expecting was the stand itself. It's not going to be just all clear. It's going to be a clear blue, and they're going to color in the V with the Autobot logo from the Transformers Victory. So that's a nice little touch there. And just a little bit of lack of paint on the small Brainmaster compared to that of the original Brainmaster toy, or even that of the Masterpiece, or even that of... actually, I wouldn't count that one. I'm not going to count a Transformer Jr. But, you know, that's about it, really. But, I mean, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal, really. But it is... it's the only thing that's really lacking. Just a little bit of silver paint right on the face, you know. But either way, not a big deal. Still pretty cool. I like what I see. You know, like I said before, I don't hate on this product. I think, you know, this is a dream product for a lot of people. I think it's really great. The only thing I just have a problem with is the price. I still think the price is really crazy, and I think that the backer goals being behind such huge demands is going to be a big disappointment for a lot of people. I can't stress enough. I'm reminded of the Grand Maximus pre-orders that were happening in Japan, where they repainted the Titan Returns Fortress Maximus as Grand Maximus, and they were like, hey, if we hit 3,000 pre-orders, we're going to include a Pretender shell, a brand new, never before sculpted Pretender shell of Grand for Grand Maximus. Unfortunately, it didn't hit that. And while we did get our Grand Maximus figure, this huge Titan class, we didn't get that Pretender shell. And you know me, I loved those Pretender shells, so to not get that exclusive sculpt, it kind of hurt. And it's kind of the same thing here, where, like, you know, just like Grand Maximus, what makes him unique to, say, Fortress Maximus or Brave Maximus is that Grand Pretender shell. What makes Star Saber, specifically Victory Saber, unique is that big V-Lock cannon there. That's kind of his extra accessory when in that combined mode. And to not have that, if we don't hit that first backer at 14,000, which is like, you know, that's an extra 3,000 backers on top of the actual goal of 11, man, that's a lot of, like I mentioned in the past, that's over $500,000 that's going to be tough to reach, let alone getting that stand at, what was it, 18,000 backers, and then whatever that last goal is. So, I mean, that's the big thing with me, is that, number one, the price is what always bothered me, because I really feel that this could have been a much lower price point and a retail product. If it was in retail, it would have been Leader Class and Voyager. Or alternatively, 2 leaders. Take the Voyager class Victory Leo, put the V-Lock cannon with him, call it a leader class because it has the V-Lock cannon, accessories that pad out the price point, and release it as a leader class 2-pack kind of thing, where you could have like a case of 4 leaders, 2 of each one, 2 leader classes. That would be the combiner. People would dig it. And again, we've had weirder leader classes in the past, whether it be Black Shadow or called Sky Shadow, Overlord, so obscure is not the name of the game. And the reason why Star Saber is in retail, it's more just they probably want to test something here, whether it be for moral reasons or not. That's a whole other discussion. But I just don't feel that $189.99 is a comfortable price, especially if we don't get that extra stuff. Paying $189.99, you don't get a V-Lock cannon or a stand or whatever that third thing is, that's going to burn even more. That really will. And again, looking back at the Grand Maximus pre-order and me pre-ordering that and going like, man, I can't wait, that Pretender shell, and not getting that, I'm getting those flashbacks of that too. So hopefully this all works out in the end. Very weird that they did this kind of spontaneous. It was just announced like 5 hours ago as of this recording. It was mentioned on Chris's Twitter, and then they went live. They did their little thing. But it makes me wonder. It's like, hey, you had the time to do this, right? You had the time to do this little spontaneous kind of thing. You couldn't have acknowledged some of the Kingdom stuff that's out there and the Studio Series stuff that's out there that's hitting retail right now. Really promote your product that's on shelves that you're going to be selling in the 100,000s, because those are going to be at every Walmart, every Target, every Toys R Us in other regions, every Walgreens, the real big money stuff. Come on, guys, you got to get on that. I mean, again, I understand you want to promote this HasLab thing. Maybe this whole thing, the whole reason why it even happened, this live stream, is because maybe those numbers aren't legit. Maybe that 8,000, actually, as of this recording, let's take a look right now. As of this recording, 18 days, 9 hours left. It's at 8,333. Maybe those numbers aren't legit, and they're a little worried. And getting Chris Sabat or something to kind of do this little impromptu stream is to give it another push, to kind of push it over there. Maybe they're just worried that the first tier is not going to be unlocked, looking at the way things are going. Who knows? I'm not behind the scenes. I'm just trying to figure out their line of thought here. But I mean, at least we got to see some color images. It looks promising. Again, I'm happy with the product. I'm just not happy on how it's being put out there. I think that the price is not right. I think that this could have been a retail thing. And at the end of the day, it could have been handled better, in my opinion. But that's just me. Let me know what you think. And we still got more stuff we got to talk about later this week. I didn't touch the Transformer Legacy stuff yet because there's some little things that are trickling out, and I want to get more information before I do the segment. But let me know what you think, guys. And it's still pretty cool.